This is a scripting video for our new instructors that gives you the language you can use to get a group of people into a climbing harness quickly and effectively. One of the things you have to realize is that in the gym environment, we're usually working with large groups of people. So it's often necessary to get 10, 20, or 30 people into a harness quickly and all at the same time. To this end, our instructions need to be clear and easy to follow. They need to be fast, and they need to properly orient the user to the equipment. We have to remember that when we hand a non-climber a harness, they don't see a harness. What they see is webbing spaghetti. So our job as instructors is to translate this webbing spaghetti into a usable piece of equipment as quickly as possible. So here's the language you can use to do that. Okay, everyone should have a harness now. What I want you to do is I want you to hold the harness up, and I want you to identify the green loop. When you have the harness on correctly, the green loop will be positioned about here in front of your belly button. The green loop is important because this is your tie-in point when top rope climbing. Now, the harness has three other parts. It has a waist belt, and it has two leg loops. Each of them is adjusted at a buckle. What I want you to do is I want you to just take a moment and adjust these loops so that they are all as large as they can be. This will make putting the harness on easier. And once you've done that, you've got all the harness loops nice and big, I want you to lay the harness down on the floor in front of you with the leg loops positioned inside the waist belt. Once you've achieved that, you're going to step into the leg loops and pull the harness on like a pair of pants. You want to get it nice and high so that green loop, the tie-in point, is right in front of your belly button. Once you've achieved that, now it's time to tighten the harness. So we pull the slack through, get that waist belt nice and snug, and pull all the webbing through the buckle. That can be a little tricky. It might take you a moment to do. Now we adjust the leg loops. The leg loops do not have to be as tight as the waist belt. They just need to be snug. So just take up, if you have any slack in the leg loops, just take up that slack. Once you feel you have your harness on correctly, myself or one of the other instructors will check you, and we'll move on to top roping. So that's the language you want to use as an instructor. It's fast, it's clear, and it correctly and effectively orients the user to the equipment. Now, as instructors, we don't expect you to watch this video one time and have it mastered, so please practice this on your own a few times and practice it in front of your groups. You want to make sure that it has a nice flow to it and that all the elements are present.